Welcome back, this is episode 55, Road to 2300, where I play every single day until I hit 2300 rating. I'm 1882 at the moment. We're going to play the Sicilian defense and hopefully go into an open Sicilian. I hate all these sidelines like here, all this stuff. Alright, what do we do? I think what we should do is play d6, right? Right. Let's try play principal chess. Okay. I think knight f3. Sometimes I'm worried about these sacrifices, but in this case I don't think it works. But I'm going to play e6, bishop e7, castle, and do the usual developing moves. So we'll see what happens. Whether I want to get this bishop out and maybe pin him. Maybe. Okay, let's see. If I take, knight's gonna take, right? So what if I go here, he takes here? I'm not really fancying that, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take. And I could play here. Here. There's like forks. There is maybe queen here. Let's see what to do. I like e5, like Kalashnikov style, but I'm not sure it would be entirely appropriate. So let's say I go here, he takes, I take, this square is taken away from him. I like that. So let's say if he takes, he goes back. That's what I have a problem with. I just leave myself with a big weakness, this d5 square. So for that reason, what I'm going to do is play e6. I don't want to give myself the long-term weakness and the d5 square to my opponent, although I don't think it would be too bad, right? So next thing I want to do is get my bishop out the way and castle. And I think we're going to have a good game on our hands. Feeling good today in terms of chess. I am tilting a little bit, however, recently. I feel like I've hit my new peak, which is 1900, and I'm trying to claw back at that rating. So I'm slowly gonna try and improve. So, I mean, if he takes, that's good for me. I like that. And if you can push d5 in the Sicilian as black, you're doing great. As a rule of thumb. So, that's good. Okay, he develops his bishop and protects him at the same time. Now, I could go, exploit that, bishop b2, but I think that's a little bit too ballsy, in my opinion. Yeah, so let's go ahead and play. I'm just looking for sacrifices here sometimes. If I play bishop here and castle, he might have, takes kind of thing, but I don't think those things work at the moment. Let me see. I mean, what about this move? He just kind of goes back, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's play bishop e7. We don't need to complicate things. And I suppose at any moment I can take. He takes, and I don't know what to do after this. I somehow want to displace this knight so I can, it is tied to this e4 pawn, so if I could somehow do that, but I don't really see a way to do that. Yeah, so I think castles. Now, what I would be afraid of at the moment is my opponent maybe scooching his queen up here and casting queenside. I find those Sicilian positions the most difficult because then your opponent starts to throw these pawns down the board. So I'm not really going to castle until my opponent castles, right? Because if he castles queenside, I'm like, okay, he's going to have a massive attack. Going here, he has a bishop, he can get this bishop. I don't like that. I like a little bit more safe play, so I think if he's going to castle queenside, I'm going to castle queenside. Bishop here, queen here, and castle something like that. And I am a little bit up in time, so this is definitely a factor you have to consider as well. If your opponent is thinking for a long time, You can use your clock as a weapon, as Bartholomew has a series about that. And especially in classical games. I'm playing classical games at the moment in my club. Okay, he castles, so I'm going to castle. You know, I have an hour and 15 minutes. And it's a lot of time. This is like 10 rapid games. But really, my last classical game, I got down to 2 minutes. And so did my opponent. So it's time, you know. Alright, so he has a pretty good center. He has all his pieces like in the most beautiful squares, right? So how do I... Can I push, takes, but then he takes... Wait, so can I push? This might be my moment to push. He can't take, so if he takes, I take. Let's say he moves back. And if he takes, it only supports that pawn. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and push d5 because this might be my only moment in the game to push it. Now, did I actually have this move before? I mean, I probably had it here, but I usually don't like breaking in the center unless I'm castled. That's the only problem, you know. It opens things up a little bit and it's not safe. It is not safe. So yeah, I mean, if he can't push, and I would love to take this pawn. Love to take this pawn. So yeah, so I was thinking if he takes, he just helps me because now, yeah, this is good. But if he pushes now, I think I'll take the bishop. Now, here's the thing. I'd mess up my structure. I'd have, you know, a weird structure. He'd take this, obviously, but I'd have a very powerful bishop here. I could coordinate with the rook. Right? But how do I protect this pawn? And, you know, maybe that's a decision I might have to make. But if he pushes and I move my knight back, for example, he plays f4. He has really, you know, a lot of space. Oh, sorry, he can't play f4 straight away because this is hanging. So he'd go back and then I'd win this pawn. Okay, that's not too bad because this is a light square bishop. It can never protect this. Obviously, I should be taking this way because I don't want hanging pawns. I don't want that structure. I think this structure is very neat, very good, and what it signifies to me is to play on the queen side because that's where my pawns are pointed. Usually, when your pawns are pointed, you know, if they're pointing this way, you'd be attacking this way. If they're pointing this way, you kind of start to focus naturally on the queen side. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Probably get my bishop here, queen, 2 rooks here, things like that, moves like that. One thing I might want to do is to play queen here and try exchange this bishop because his bishop is a lot stronger than mine, right? Okay, so my opponent has inklings, you know, this is my most feared move actually in my last couple of classical games. Bishop to d3 is annoying in every respect. But the only problem is, which I didn't see until now, is that there's actually a fork. But there isn't. Do you know why? Because if I go here, he takes, right? I'm going to take with the queen. Oh, I've just won a piece. No, he has a discovered check, which I have to take the bishop, and then he wins my queen. So I don't quite have a discovered check. Now, can I make it work somehow? So my queen would be here. How do I protect that square? No, I can't really have it working. I mean, I suppose I could go e5 myself, right? And then to push here, but I'm not exactly sure about that. Maybe just bishop to b7 would be the most ideal, right? Or maybe even just g6, but that really destroys my dark squares. You can, you know, start to get some things in. Okay, so what this signifies to me is I probably should move my bishop or my rook which I can't do because of this. You know, I'm actually kind of liking the bishop here just to protect this square, but I'm also liking the bishop here. That's the problem. Let's just do bishop here. Let's not think too much. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame this doesn't work, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, so he positions the bishop. So maybe what he wants to do, take and move the queen in or something like that, which I'm not too worried about, to be honest. But what I would love to move my queen here, really, to push and whatever, but that comes with the knight. So what I want to do is actually play a6 just to prevent the knight from going here. And I suppose the next move I probably want to do is queen to c7, maybe e5 to push the pawn in the center. Then I will be the one that has a nice big center. Yeah, maybe get my rook here and try pressure the queen side. So a couple of ideas, but I think I'm fairly solid. I would say it's about equal. Okay, f5. F4, sorry. It solidifies this square. Maybe he wants to go like here and here. So he's preventing me actually to going here too. So that's kind of annoying. Okay, let me think for a second. This is he's gonna be cramping me a little bit. See, queen here I can't really do. I was thinking maybe I should move the rook, or sorry, the knight back to exchange this beautiful bishop that he has. Right? Or maybe the best move would be here and here. No, I think I'm gonna move my knight back. I know it looks a little bit ugly. I mean, he does have this, but I want to play here or here with the bishop. I want to take this bishop off the board. But I don't know, with the bishop here, it might not be the smartest of ideas, because he has he might even have a sacrifice. Takes, check, back here. And what's stopping him from going to g3? Can I defend? I'm not so sure. I mean, I have this, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. I just noticed that the bishop is in line with the king, so it kind of forces the trade, which is good for me. And maybe I can make this bishop alive by pushing the pawn soon. How I played this, I'm not so sure. What about queen a5? It next move, like I want to do this anyway, and it kind of puts a little bit of pressure here. Maybe bishop here, right? I don't know. Maybe I played a little bit too slow. But again, ooh, yes, he does this. So I really have to watch out for check here and here. So let's go through it again. Check, takes, check, back here, and I don't think there's anything stopping the checkmate. So I have to, honestly I think I might have to play g6, because now he has sacrifices on the board, right? Yeah, let's just be a little bit solid. Let's play g6 first, and then play the bishop. Trade off the bishop. Which might not be the smartest of ideas, since I weakened my dark squares, and now I'm like, okay, let's get rid of my dark square bishop. It's like, what am I doing? You know? Huh? Now that's confusing. Is there a threat of this? Check here. And I can't take... Oh, wow. He can take. So if I go here, he takes, I take. I don't think he saw that because let's say I move a stupid move now. He can take, I take, he checks. I can't take back because it's pinned. So I have to move out the way and he has a checkmate on h8 with this bishop. But if I play bishop c5, takes, or like say bishop c5, he takes, then I take. He doesn't have time to do that because if I take, I go here, I could just go back. Right? Because the dark square bishop wouldn't be there anymore. But that would have been a very lovely move for him. Very lovely checkmate. But I'm definitely in danger. Like, I don't know where I have gone wrong. But somehow I've got through the game where all my pawns are on light squares and I have a light square bishop and I'm just about to trade off my dark square one. So like somehow my strategies like aren't working. Somehow I'm just getting, you know, a worse position. But what's for sure is that I want to trade off some pieces and just make it a little bit easier for myself. Okay, so he wants to trade with the knight. I can push, takes. How about that? Yeah, let's do that. Takes with the knight, of course. Allow me to push, forcing him to take. And then I'll take with a tempo on the bishop. Now I have an isolated queen's pawn. And my pawn situation is a little bit better now because my bishop can breathe a little bit more, or will be able to breathe very soon. And yeah, like, I mean, if I could take this bishop, that would be a perfect world, but I think he's going to move the bishop away. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this game. Like, where did I go wrong in my strategic thinking? Maybe d5 straight away instead of playing, you know... Like, I liked my position here. But I think bishop e7 was a little bit too slow. I don't know. Yeah, a6 maybe a little bit too slow. I allowed him to, you know, get this bind on the center and my king side. And this knight move, I'm not so sure. But, like, what else? What else can I do? Yeah, g6 is not pretty. Well, actually, maybe f5. Maybe f5 would have been better, but... Alright, so he moves the bishop back to this square protecting this. Okay, so I have this covered, I have this covered. I should probably let my queen breathe a little bit. So, what I'm kind of looking toward now is actually pinning that knight, queen b6, and also attacking this. And... maybe what I can do is get one of my rooks behind the d-pawn. Oh, he's protecting that. But if I take, he goes here, I take, he takes my bishop. Oh, I can't take this. Jesus, the rook. Ah, the rook. So that's smart by him. So maybe... rook here. Maybe he wants to go something like this, but this would leave this very, very, very weak. You know, he has to move the rook first because I'm always threatening this if he pushes here. And his rook is almost trapped. And actually it would be if I played g6. The only move he'd have is here. Then I could play here. And then I think it's trapped. Oh no, the queen is protecting it, yeah. I don't know. Alright, this guy... Okay, queen moves in front of there. What does that signify for me? What it signifies is I should either move a knight to a really nice square, but what happens if he pushes here? Like, I suppose I can reroute like this, and this would be a very beautiful knight. So let's say here, here, here. But I think maybe first what I should do... He's also attacking this. He might want to go here. Let's do this first. I don't know, my intuition's telling me to do that first. And reroute back to here, attacking this. Like so. And it's protected by 2 pieces. Okay, so this guy wants to go here. Oh, I think that's something I definitely missed. So I can play h5, he goes here. Okay. Okay, how about this? He's forced to move the rook. Yeah, okay, let's do this first. Attack the rook, tempo on the rook. And then maybe I can get my queen somewhere in here. Because where does the rook move to? Like, if it moves here, then this isn't a threat, really. So that's good. Now, this guy has 48 seconds left, so I have to maybe play complicated moves. And kind of win him on time. I feel like this is a close game. I feel like none of us have really blundered, per se. I'd say there's a bit of variation, +1, -1, but it's seeming that this game is pretty tight. You know, it's kind of anybody's game. So, where does he move the rook to? You've like 2 squares to move the rook. Here or here? Alright. Now, if I go here, he goes here. This is tough. You know, I could always play here and just scooch the rook up to protect that. I love that idea. I love that idea. Scooch the rook up, and now I'm all good. I'm all good. He wants to push, maybe? But here's the thing. So this is protected, this is protected, this is protected. This is hanging. So let's take it. But the situation is a little bit tense. Okay, I think we go back, right? So, like, he can take that if he wants, right? So, if we go... Wait, did I have a better move? No, now since the pawn is gone, this is not protected, and I'm threatening this. Here, and smothered... What is going on? If I take this... He can take with this, and then I move back. No, I'm fine. Okay, let's take it. He does not have a sacrifice. No! Yes! Queen saves the day. So I had everything covered. I had here and here covered. So I was also seeing a smothered mate. So if he moved the knight here, for example, I have a check. Here, double check with the queen and knight, then king moves back, queen here. Wait, what? No, that's never mind. It's not a smother mate, it's just a mate. Let's have a look at the analysis boards. Computer analysis. I really felt like this game was even for a very long time. C5, this is normal, I think. Get the knight out. Sorry, let's get the best move arrows here, just so I know. So, takes... Yeah, the best move is play e5 and kind of go into these Kalashnikov style situations, but I played e6. which is still... Okay, I played with 1 inaccuracy in total. You could see the graph. It was so equal for so long, and then it just went a little bit south for him. 1 inaccuracy the whole game, and he had 1 mistake and 7 inaccuracies. I played with 95% accuracy, which I'm very, very happy about. So here I just thought he was a little bit better. Yeah, time for d5, 100%. And what was I going to say? Yeah, if he took... I can't remember. Oh yes, here, if he pushed... Then I was thinking about this. I was like, this pawn structure is a little bit messy. Like, I'm not sure about this. Although I have a very powerful bishop, you know, it's like, I wasn't sure about that. Anyway, so he took, which I don't think was a good idea for him. He just helped me. And yeah, takes. It's actually recommending me to take with the other pawn. That's something I'd never do because I prefer the more solid structures. Although you could see that later in the game I had an issue with the king side. Like I could not get my pieces kind of around here. And I think that's partly because of this, right? It shuts out the bishop. I was just hoping I'd be able to play on the queen side before he gets some activity on the king side. That's my only thing. I didn't want to play with these kind of weak pawns. You know, maybe in the future he can undermine them. No, that's... I don't know. He wanted to go e5 here, okay. It's a bit slow. e6. Knight back. Yeah, I suppose g6 was the best move. It's very ugly, but it's the best move. And yeah, the best idea was to trade off the bishops. Take. Queen there is actually a really nice move. Because it actually attacks two at the same time. He has to go back and I can't take because he has this pin. But yeah, cool. So e5 now, that's my only inaccuracy for the whole game. He goes back, I pin, he protects, I protect, knight, reroute my own knight, tempo, f4, rook up, blundered a pawn, move back, and now he just blundered a knight. And what I was saying is if he moved the knight away, I have check here, and check. So he couldn't, maybe he had to go here or go back, and once your queen goes back it's like, what are you doing? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the game. I think it was very instructive, very even for a very long time, but yeah, 95% accuracy, very happy about that.